it going, everybody? Welcome to Level Up Deckcast. Today we got a big slew of random Greenlight models that we're just going to roll through. This is the newest series of First Responders. This is First Responders Series number 2, our 2024 Transit LWB High Roof. This is Bellingham Crisis Negotiation Team for Bellingham, Washington. This is the set right there. This is the only one I have from the set. I am still looking for, of course, the Chevy Suburban Ambulance that's got some new tooling parts on it, but the rest of this set is kind of meh. It's kind of meh. So we'll go ahead and get our transit van out of there. We haven't seen a release for Route Runners for quite some time, so it's nice to see that the van is still being utilized here and there, the transit van. There's actually a couple more releases coming up relatively soon, so that's always good. There is the decos on the side. It says Crisis Negotiation, Bellingham Police. Uses the nice beefier wheel on there with some pretty decent tread. It's a little bit beefier tread than they normally use, but I think it looks okay. Details on the side look pretty good. See lots of detail in there. The dash looks good. The interior looks good. Side mirrors look pretty good. They've always been a little bit tilted towards the top, but I think that's perfectly fine. It does have a plate on there. Of course, it's marked after a actual unit, so of course there's a plate on there. Looks good. Prints, very, very nice quality. No light bar, nothing on the top. That's perfectly fine. Detail in the back. There is the negotiator placard, which looks good. Get more plate details and stuff like that on there. And of course, it does say Ford. Good old Ford. And then there is the base deets. It is numbered. Looks like 772 maybe, 0772. So not too shabby, not too shabby. The spare tire is pretty good too, because it's of course marked up as an actual representation. So that guy doesn't quite fit in the spot. It's close, but it's not quite there. All right, vintage ad cars. This is our 1961 Harvester Scout. This of course is the mix right here. We will have one more model from this mix as well. But that is the whole mix. The Scout is a model that we collect for sure. This is probably one of the coolest releases they've done. It's just super, super classic looking. The color is extremely nice too. I really, really like this metallic forest green color. Looks really, really good. Series 11, by the way, for this particular vintage ad cars. So we'll throw this to the side. There is our Scout, which looks absolutely fantastic. It has color-matched hubs on there. For the wheels, looks very, very, very good. Details on the front, super crisp on the prints. Grille looks good. Does have your international logo right there in the center. No opening features on this particular model. Just some basic details in the back. No spare tire. Again, another international logo that's stamped in there. I think the top is a fixed top. So, fixed top. Top does not come off, but it looks good. It says Scout there on the fender as well. 4542 is the number for this one. I like this one a lot. It's just so good. It's just so simple. The color is just, oh man, the color is brilliant, by the way. Well, the color looks really, really good. You guys got to let me know what you think about that green. That's probably my favorite release of the Scout thus far. But we do have another Scout because we have Shell. This is Special Edition Series number 2. This is Series 2, 1968 Harvester Scout. A very, very, very much different model than the other one. There is the entire mix right here on the back. Of course, we have one more model from this mix that we will take a look at right after this International Scout. But the shell looks pretty good. There is a Texaco series coming too. They've done Gulf. Now they have 2 shells. And, of course, there's Texaco. So they are giving love to several different gas companies. There is our 68 Scout. The wheels are very interesting. I'm not sure if those are specific, but look at the detail on that front hub and the locking center difference, or the locking center hub. The details on this wheel are insane. I mean, look how good the details look on that. That's just crazy. Of course, it says Shell on the side, old school Shell, not new school Shell. Spare tire on the back is very, very cool. There are no taillight prints. That is very interesting. Very interesting to see that there are no taillight prints at all. I'm not sure if that's deliberate. Yes, I know the model's red, but that's weird. Well, that's weird. I would say that that's probably not normal, but I guess I'll have to find another one and check it out. There is the details in the front. Looks pretty good. Doesn't have the same international logo in the middle because, of course, it says the word international on the real one. That's just a little bit too small for them to incorporate on there. And then here's your deets on the other side, which looks good. So the top is fixed. This top doesn't come off either. 200 on the dot. Number 200 right on the dot. So that one looks pretty cool. It's a kind of a pretty cool contrast between the two. Not drastically compromised or contrasting between the two, but it looks pretty good. All right, here is our other shell that we're going to take a look at. 1949 Dodge Power Wagon Wrecker. Of course, old school shell. I've said it before, I'll say it again. This casting's a little bit too small. It's a great casting. It's just too small. They could have easily made it quite a bit bigger to be a little bit more appropriately sized, but unfortunately, they did not do such a thing. But again, this casting is really, really, really good. Details on the side, those are silver painted wheels. So that looks pretty good. Those are not chrome, they're just silver painted, which I like. I like that look. Says shell on the side, 24-hour towing. It says Dodge Power Wagon on the hood. Looks like the mirror on the driver's side was placed upside down. Actually, it looks like they put two passenger side mirrors on this one. So that one, yeah, it's on there solid. It's glued in there very, very nicely. But it's one of these mirrors on this side, so that's why it angles down. A Greenlight never ceases to amaze me. They never cease to amaze me with the quality issues. But that might be a new one. That might be a new one. It says Dodge right there on the top of the grille. Looks good. The prints on the headlights look good. Does have the nice push bumper out here in the front, which has a winch detail on there, and then just your single light on the top of the hood, or the roof, I mean, which is lensed. Looks really, really good. The tow apparatus on the back doesn't move, doesn't do anything. It is a fixed piece, all plastic, but there is some really nice wood paneling down there in the base. That looks pretty good, and of course it says Dodge on the back with a couple of taillight details. So again, I think that International Scout was supposed to have taillight print on it. 1857 is the number on that particular one. Like, I should never be able to fit this in there. Like, the sizing of this compared to that, I should never be able to fit that Power Wagon in there. All right, couple of models from Down on the Farm Series 10. I did already find the trailer from this set. 1964 Dodge D200 Sweepline. It doesn't have the list of the models in the back on this one. But I'm really, really happy that this series is including trucks now. Because clearly they are a big part of farm culture. And of course, being on the farm, there is a reason why it's called a farm truck. Recreational truck, yada, yada, yada. This particular casting's been a little bit since we've seen this Dodge. Not dramatically long time, but this one looks pretty good. It's in this, dare I say, Matchbox National Parks Forest Mint Green. That's pretty much what it looks like with some white details on. What? Look at that. It's got a Colorado plate on it. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, buddy. Represent for the Mile High City. We are here in Colorado ourselves. Wow, that's super, super cool. That's super cool. And very interesting to see a plate on it because it's not necessarily represented on a new model. So maybe Greenlight's going to go back to putting some plates on there, which would be really, really cool. This model is pretty nice. This casting's been around for quite some time. There is your deets on the bottom. So it does say copyright 2024, but if you look at the base, 2008. So this casting's been around for a very long time. 2158 is, of course, the number, and then this one does have an opening feature. Looks pretty good. I like that. That's so crazy. I can't believe that's a Colorado plate. That's the coolest thing ever. Super stoked about that. All right. Pretty cool. All right, next one up, we do have one more from the same series. We do have the 90 Ford F-250, which is a little bit more of a farm truck. You know, that other truck is like, maybe you just got it home from the dealership. But this one right here is one that's actually being used on the farm and actually doing work stuff. I have really gone a little bit soft for this casting. I really like this casting a lot. It's really grown on me quite a bit. Details on the front look absolutely fantastic. It does say 4x4 underneath that headlight. Very cool detail right there. The details in the front are just super crisp. Looks super good. That Ford symbol is super clear. Looks excellent. Black and silver two-tone looks really good. The white wall tires, again, the details on the center hubs look really good. The tire is a little bit small. It definitely needs a thicker sidewall tire, but it's not horrifically bad. I do like the fact that this one does have the toolbox in the back, which looks extremely good. Details in the back. Again, there is another plate on there. That one is for Nebraska, and that actually looks to be a pretty old school plate as well. That's really cool. That's really cool. I really hope we get more and more plates on there, because it really adds to the realism for these models for sure. The bed's a little bit crooked. You see, just a little bit off. It's not horrifically bad, but it's just the way that the model's kind of put together. If I put some serious effort in there, it does straighten out, but there's a rivet spot right there. This particular one has some chassis details on the bottom. Kind of nice to see those in silver, because typically they're just in regular black, but so kind of nice to see that in a little bit silver detail. 3507 is the number for a 1990 F-250, which is super cool. So we're going to put him right in the middle, because that's pretty freaking cool. That's pretty freaking cool. All right, one model from the latest Club VeeDub. This is Series 20 Series, which is crazy because Greenlight doesn't have that many Volkswagen castings. So to make it through 20 different series of 6 cars each, that's pretty impressive. As a matter of fact, they pretty much have like 2 or 3 versions of the Volkswagen Transporter, and then they have the Rabbit and of course the Beetle. That's pretty much all they have. So 1980 Volkswagen Rabbit GTI wide body, the Rabbit Transit on the side, the race car style in red, white, and blue. Of course, this should be decoed after a real race car. I'm pretty sure I've seen this deco before, but it looks pretty good. White body detail. It does have a little bit of overspray for those black fenders, especially in the back, but that's not that big of a deal. I like the square headlights in the front. Looks good. All blacked out in the front, no Volkswagen symbol painted or nothing like that. You can see the windshield is extremely like almost like frosted, but it's not supposed to be. It's because there's a bunch of residue, and unfortunately the residue is on the inside of the window. There is the details on the other side. Looks pretty good. Details on the back's got the bumper delete. So, and the chassis is on there straight. It's just that the wheel is on there a little bit weird. So, no big deal. So, looks good. Ferndale, Michigan. This guy does have an opening hood. So, pop that hood open. Opens up pretty good. There's the details underneath there. Looks like it's a good old carbureted 4-banger. Get the hood closed. Oop. Come on. There we go. And then there is our base deets. This model is extremely tiny. It's a very tiny model. See if there is a number on the base. It is. Looks like maybe 585. So I got some pretty low numbers. Let's just kind of put him there. And then I got one single more model, and I purposely left this to the end because this is definitely going to be my favorite. I don't even need to crack this open. It's going to be my favorite. This is the other one from Vintage Ad Cars. This is, of course, the 1976 Ford Thunderbird. We've seen this in Lowrider. We've seen this as the Crow's model itself. But we are finally seeing this in like primo, like 70s flair. Now, this casting was in showroom floor, but it was blue. It doesn't have the same effect. This beige and gold just screams 70s, and I can't wait. This is, of course, Series 11. This is the newest series of Vintage Ad Cars. So, oh man, it's so good. It's so good. I'm like really getting drawn to these 70s cars lately, and I'm in love with them right now. 1976 Ford Thunderbird in all of its massive boat glory. Look at the size of the hood. just ridiculous. The gold vinyl top, the Thunderbird logo right there in the window. So crisp, so clean. Look how straight the white walls are. I mean, that is extremely impressive for Greenlight, who is just terrible at printing white walls. Oh, it just looks so good. All this kind of dark gold kind of coloring is like a matte finish. Looks so good. And then, of course, you have your super gloss for the kind of tan color. Details on the front. Of course, it says Thunderbird. This car in real life is really ugly. It's really ugly in real life, but I'm telling you, holding this die-cast model in my hand, I can't be happier. I can't have a bigger smile on my face. This thing is so cool. Details on the back. The taillights are so cool. Thunderbird logo right there in the middle. Huge chrome bumper. Just looking absolutely ridiculous. And then just a little bit of detail right there on the trunk lid. Good old Thunderbird in good old cursive writing. 4611. Of course, I got a huge number for this one. But man, look how good those white walls look. That's very, very impressive for Greenlight, because Greenlight is an absolute basket case. Had to put that guy on the top because that guy is El Primo. All right, there you go. That is the latest, mishmash haul of Greenlight. A little bit of everything here and there. I do have all the hobby exclusives coming up. I have quite a few hobby exclusives, so that'll be coming up right around the corner. So stay tuned for that one when it drops. Anyways, we're going to roll out. Thank you very much. Level M Diecast. Subscribe. We hope to see you next time. Peace.